Ladies and gentlemen, if you're betting UFC this weekend, you're going to want to watch this video. This is the Best Bets, episode 32. We're going to be taking a look at UFC Fight Night, Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, which is taking place on August the 9th, 2025, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys do enjoy this, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. We're going to start off with the 4 best bets, lead into the props I like for every single fight on the card, and then look at a parlay or two for the card coming up. Let's get right into it and start without further ado. I have to go to bed. I have work coming up. We got to just get this done. We're at 1 a.m. in the morning right now. We got to get this done. We can't be sitting here all day. Let's just give you the 4 best bets right off the bat. We'll lead into the parlays afterwards. First best bet of the evening, Gabriela Fernandez versus Julia Stoliarenko. We're going with Julia Stoliarenko plus 3.5. That means if she loses 29-28 on the scorecards against Gabriela Fernandez, she will still win the bet on the spread. Plus 3.5, I think, is one of your best bets here. Plus 162 on the line. It is an underdog pick. It is one of the best bets to pick. She will end up winning a round on Gabriela Fernandez, almost 100% sure. I think the first round is almost 100% in Stoliarenko's favor. Her grappling offense is super, super high level. Gabriela Fernandez, time and time again, has had problems with grapplers in her division. Carly Judice, who's primarily a striker, was able to take her down multiple times with ease. And she also lost to Jasmine Jasavicius and Belderez, or whatever that girl's name is. Consistent takedowns from both or all three of those ladies, and just absolute piss poor defense. I'm going to go with Julia Stoliarenko to even win the fight at plus 300. She should not be that big of an underdog, in my opinion. I think she's one of the perfect bets for the night. You might as well take the underdog early, and you might as well see what's up. I can't pick Cody Bernage or Eric McConico, so Julia Stoliarenko is where we're going to start. Next on the bets. Oh my god, you know what? I actually forgot about Uros Medic. That's hilarious. We're going to go with Uros Medic to win by knockout excuse me. No, you know what? No, we're not. That's going to be an honorable mention. I can't pick that because that's too high of a line. Minus 400 or minus 200 for a knockout prop. No, thank you. Next on the best bets, Julius Walker versus Rafael Sequeira. We are going to pick this. Julius Walker to win by knockout. Rafael Sequeira 2 times in a row has been knocked out standing up TKO against the cage. He is fighting in the Apex this weekend. He is fighting against a Julius Walker who has majority of his wins by first round knockout, and he looks absolutely devastating when he does get those knockouts. He did just fight Atomic Alonzo Menafield, did not end up getting the win, split decision loss. But in this situation against Rafael Sequeira, I think Sequeira is going to get out of the UFC with this fight. He will not be re-signed. Julius Walker will walk off with a knockout, and I think it will be a very, very good way to start off his way into the UFC win column. I don't think Sequeira is a super high-level guy. I don't think Julius Walker is going to get any stock increase with this. I do think he ends up getting the knockout, though. I don't think it's anywhere close. Rafael Sequeira just is too gun-shy now. You can see it when he fights, and he's coming off the fact that he had a knockout 5 months ago, and before that it was 9 months ago. Even today, 9 months from today, he had got knocked out by Ivo Aslan. We're going to go with Julius Walker to win by knockout. Next on the best bets, we're going to go with Angela Hill versus Yasmin Lucindo. You know what? No, we're not. We're gonna do that for the lock of the week. Christian C-Rod Rodriguez against Andre Fili. We're gonna go with Christian C-Rod Rodriguez to win by submission or decision over Andre Fili. Andre Fili is a new dad. He does have dad energy coming into this. He is looking to get a fight of the night bonus and try and get some money for his daughter. Or I'm pretty sure it's a daughter, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, my bad, dog. But you have C-Rod Rodriguez, who is a very, very good scrambler on the ground. Andre Fili, last time out against Makwizli Acosta, got out of the guillotine, had a mental lapse, got put back into the guillotine by his own will, and ended up getting submitted later in round 1. I don't think that's a good that's not a good start. C-Rod Rodriguez is really, really good in the scrambles. He has a really nasty anaconda choke. His guillotine is quite good. His rear naked choke is pretty solid when he takes the back. I'm worried for Andre Fili here. I think early scrambles are going to be bad. I think when they're dry and you don't have any sweat on there, you're going to have a big, big problem with Christian Rodriguez just being all over top of Andre Fili. He's going to be forcing the pressure early. He's going to be trying to get Andre Fili gassed right early like he should. Andre Fili known for not going very well inside that 3rd round when he's gassed from the first 2. He doesn't do well when he outputs the first 2 and then goes into the 3rd. He just doesn't keep it up, and he's getting a little bit older. We're going to go with C-Rod Rodriguez to win over Andre Fili via submission or decision. It just seems a little bit too clear to me. Minus 140 minus 150 is the pick. I love it a lot. We're going to go to the lock of the week. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure to drop a like and subscribe like I have said. We're going to go with Angela Hill plus 3.5 for the lock of the week. In my opinion, Angela Hill on the line at plus 150 is perfect. It is very, very good. The problem with this is the UFC does not give favorable decisions to older contenders. They like giving decisions to younger contenders, so it looks better on the record because they're going to be there for the future. They're going to be there next year. Angela Hill most likely will not be there fighting at the end of next year. It's just not possible. She's going to be 42 years old at the end of next year. It's just not going to happen. She's getting quite old. Jermaine Duran, to me, she should have retired way earlier than she did. She looks absolutely shit. And now you have Angela Hill, who I'm a little bit worried about that she's not going to get the nod. She has been screwed over on decisions before. I'm going to go with the side of Angela Hill and plus 3.5 for the lock of the week. It just seems that Angela Hill is going to win a round no matter what. Yasmin Lucindo looked absolutely terrible against Amanda Lemos. Could not do anything. Did not look good that really in the stand-up, even though she's supposed to be good there. So we're going to go with Angela Hill on the plus. Plus 906 is the bet. $25 gets you back $250. For a lock of the week, I love Angela Hill at plus 3.5. Julia Stoliarenko is the only thing you're sketched out about, but I don't believe that you should be. I think she's going to mop over Gabrielle Fernandez, and I think that's one of the best underdogs of the week at plus 300. Make sure you bet the money on the dogs just in case. They should be able to smack this week. Let's look at one prop for every single fight on the card. We'll look into a parlay real quick, and then we'll get you guys out of here. 10-minute video. You guys can get the bets done quick. Cody Brundage versus Eric McConaughey. We're going with Cody Brundage on the line. I do think this fight will end up by knockout, but I'm not sure Eric McConaughey is going to engage. I think he's a little bit gun-shy. Gabrielle Fernandez versus Julia Stoliarenko. We're going to go with the lock of the week that I said, Julia Stoliarenko. Uros Medic versus Gilbert Urbina. To be realistic, Uros Medic by knockout. Gilbert's just not that good on the feet, and he's going to get clipped by Uros no matter what, and Medic has fucking crazy hands, so I'm going to go with him. Jocelyn Edwards versus Priscilla Cachoeira. I'm going to go with Jocelyn Edwards to win by knockout or decision. I just think she's a little bit better than Priscilla Cachoeira everywhere. She's a little bit longer, she's younger, and Cachoeira is almost 37. She's on her way out of the UFC at this point. The knockout over Josiane Nunes was good, but not good enough to beat someone like Jocelyn Edwards. Elijah Smith versus Toshiomi Kazama. We're going to go with Elijah Smith by knockout. Kazama is going to get knocked out. He doesn't do very well on the feet. He's going to try and force some takedowns when he gets exhausted inside the late first or second round. He will end up getting chinned by a check hook by Elijah Smith. I truly believe it. I don't believe this is going distance. No way. Julius Walker versus Rafael Sequeira. Like I said, Julius Walker by knockout. There's no way Sequeira makes it to the bell. Eric Anders versus Christian Leroy Duncan. We're going with Christian Leroy Duncan to win by knockout or decision. Realistically, decision is the way to go. Eric Anders is a very, very tough competitor. Very tough all throughout his career, and I do believe he will be able to go to the distance with CLD. CLD did not look that good against Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez, but again, that's RoboCop. Eric Anders is a lot, older than RoboCop. He's not as skilled. And CLD is just massive in frame size. Eric Anders looks kind of shit, low-key. Miles Johns versus John Matsumoto on the main card. We're going to go with John Matsumoto to win via knockout or decision. I don't think submission is the way to go here. Against Miles Johns too. Miles Johns is just going to end up getting in a bad spot. He has really, really good submission defense. I don't think Miles Johns is going to end up getting submitted by anyone. At least John Matsumoto is not going to be the guy. I don't think. I think knockout or decision is the best way to go for John Matsumoto. If you don't like that, you could take him on the line at minus 300, but I don't think it's worth it. I'm just going to go with submission or knockout or decision. I think he's going to end up trapping Miles Johns on the ground later in the fight when Johns is tired. Johns doesn't do that well when he's gassed. He really doesn't look that good later in fights either. So I'm a little bit worried for him there. But I do think he has the cardio to make it through all three rounds if we end up having to go. Over 2.5 at minus 320, maybe you take it there. Andre Fili. Oh, my buddy's texting me. Did we end up winning or something? No, we're tied. We just lost. That's crazy. Anyway, Andre Fili versus Christian Rodriguez. Like I said, C-Rod Rodriguez to win by submission or decision. It is the way to go. I don't think this is going to be anywhere close. I think C-Rod's going to run over Andre Fili and just make it a dogfight. Angela Hill, versus Yasmin Lucindo. We're going to go with Angela Hill, like I said, plus 3.5. It's the best prop to pick, and it's the easiest way to go. Is the lock of the week for sure. Steve Erceg versus Ode Osborne. Steve Erceg to win by knockout or decision. I don't think he's going to be able to submit Ode Osborne. It just seems like Ode's way too good on the ground. He's really, really good with the submission. Wait, what? Are we thinking about... I thought Ode had good submissions. Hold on. Why does it say 60% knockouts? I thought Ode had some submissions, no? Oh, he has an armbar in the Contender Series, but he hasn't... Oh, wow, he hasn't gotten it in that long, huh? Okay, that's my bad. Okay, well, still, I think he's good enough in there. I've seen Ode Osborne fucking grapple. He's really good, so I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, Steve Erceg to win by knockout or decision. It seems like it's the right way to go. I think this is just a bit of a layup for him. I think he's just getting given a win at this point, and Ode Osborne was the guy to give it from, I guess. Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. We're going to go with Fluffy to win on the line. He's the better fighter. Roman Dolidze is just... doesn't have it everywhere. His stand-up's pretty good, but he looks a little bit lackluster. Sometimes looks a little bit slower. And I think he has some issues sometimes when it comes to the output. And I think Anthony Fluffy Hernandez does everything just a little bit better than him and just absolutely mops him up when it comes down to crunch time. So we're going to go with Anthony Fluffy Hernandez to win on the line at minus 333 on the main card. That is plus 26,000. 25 bucks gets you back to 6K. Again, Cody Brunich, money line. Julia Stoliarenko, plus 3.5. Uros Medic by knockout. Jocelyn Edwards by knockout or decision. Elijah Smith by knockout. Julius Walker by knockout. CLD by knockout or decision. John Matsumoto by knockout or decision. C-Rod Rodriguez by submission or decision. Angela Hill, plus 3.5. Steve Erceg, KO or decision. And Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, even $1 gets you back 260. It's solid. Now we're going to look at two quick parlays. We'll get you guys out of here real quick. Julia Stoliarenko, Cody Brunich. Uros Medic early plus 400. I love that early. If you want to add Jocelyn Edwards in there, plus 555. I think that's one of the best parlays you can get early. You want to take Julia out of there because you're sketched out. Plus 150 still there for a plus 5 boost on Bet365. That's where you're looking to bet. Julius Walker's a nice add in there. Elijah Smith's a nice add in there. It's a 5-pick parlay. All locks, it seems like. And you're not going to lose there except for Cody Brunich maybe. And next, for the last parlay of the night, we're going to look at C-Rod. Oh, did we lose the... We lost that for a second. Hold on. We're going to look at C-Rod here. Jesus Christ, can we load back in, please? We're going to look at C-Rod Rodriguez by submission or decision, like I said. We're going to look at plus 3.5 Angela Hill. Steve Erceg on the line. You know what? I'm a little bit sketched out by Steve Erceg. John Matsumoto on the line. Julius Walker by knockout because I just think that's too likely to happen. Uros Medic to win by knockout or submission. And then we're going to go... There you go. C-Rod Rodriguez, Angel... You know what? Actually, you know what? We're going to get a 3-pick parlay. Hold on. C-Rod, submission or decision. Yeah, we're going to go that. Boom. And we're going to go Anthony Fluffy Hernandez to win by submission. No, you know what? Yeah, submission or decision. Boom. There's your 3-pick parlay later in the round, or later in the fights. $25 pays you $105. You want to add Uros Medic in there? You can. You want to add... Actually, you know what? We'll add Uros Medic by knockout or submission. You want to add Julius Walker in there? You can. But I think 4-pick actually is pretty good. $25 pays you back $140. Uros Medic in there. Why not? Angela Hill is the lock of the week. Remember that when you guys are betting this weekend. I think this is going to be a fantastic week to bet. I think it's a little bit better than the last weekend, which was an absolute torch fest. I think you guys can absolutely smash the books this week. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. Once again, this was the best bets. Hope you guys did enjoy. I will see you guys all later for the live on Saturday. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Peace.